Hi, everybody. So today I want to talk about uncomfortable questions that I've experienced being asked in public. And for those of you who may have questions about transgender people or being trans or whatever, whether it be a coworker, a good friend, an acquaintance, whoever you are, I know it's not easy to ask questions and it's not easy for us to answer some of those questions. So I just want to address some of those today. So first of all, first thing you should know right off the bat, if you know a transgender person and you know that they're trans, but they have not come out to you that they're trans and they do not wish for you to know that they're trans, whether you know or not, if they are not an open trans person, do not ask them questions. I know it's hard. You just want to ask so bad. Are you transgendered, or how do you identify, or I want to know this, and this because I'm curious about it and I just want to get to know you better. That is not appropriate. If somebody is not openly trans and is not, out there presenting themselves openly as a transgender person, even if you already know that they're trans, do not ask them questions. It's just inappropriate. They want to live their lives as the woman or man that they are meant to be without any kind of interference. And that's their God-given right, okay? So there are transgender people like me who are out there. I am open about the fact that I'm trans. And and my coworkers and my acquaintances know this, you're always welcome to come up to me and ask me any kind of question. I don't get offended easily, and most of the time I don't even take them seriously. But with that being said, I know that there are some people out there who are curious in a genuine way and want to know how to, appropriately act so they don't offend trans people. And there are also people out there who approach transgender people with the negative intention to hurt them or get their point across if they don't agree with you being transgendered or don't feel like trans is like a real thing. So we're going to address all of that. So first of all, be open to the fact that this is somebody else's deep emotions and life that they've been going through, and be sensitive about that. This most likely, it has, if not their whole life, been a very big chunk of their life, and it's not an easy road to go down being transgendered. Realizing that you're trans, acting on it, proceeding with your transition, none of it is easy. So people very easily ask us questions that it may have taken us many years to find the answers to, me specifically. So I was a cross-dresser for 8 or 9 years before I decided to finally start hormones and I knew that I was transgendered. That's a whole nother story. I think I've referenced this before. That's another story for another time, for another video, and I will go into that. But today I just want to address the questions portion. So, appropriate things to ask. Make sure the first thing that you ask is, if they've come out to you as trans and they're open about it, hey, I'd like to ask you a few questions about being transgendered. Are you open to that, or is that okay? There's some things that I don't understand about transgender people that I'd like to know. Can I ask you these questions? An opening question like that is going to be the most appropriate. And if a transgender person gets offended at that, then that's their problem, not your problem. So just open in a very respectful way and know that this is somebody's life and they have a right to say no. And you cannot be offended if somebody doesn't want to answer your questions. I'm sorry. Just if you're offended by that, then I don't know what to tell you, because it's our lives, and I've been asked things like, oh, do you still have your downstairs private parts? Okay, inappropriate. X, unless you are a significant other or a partner or somebody who I am interested in romantically, that is none of your business. I don't care how close we are. I don't care how far apart we are. Do not ask what is in between a transgender person's legs. Gross, wrong, inappropriate. Don't do it. Please don't do that. Somebody asked me, oh, so do you use the woman's restroom? Yes, Okay, yes, I do. Could you imagine me looking like this and going into the men's restroom? Offended. Okay, so one, it doesn't matter what restroom we use. I work in a place where there's a unisex bathroom, so it doesn't really matter. But if you work at a place where there are segregated bathrooms by gender, which I don't know, it's 2019 and we're still segregating bathrooms by gender. I still don't get that, but whatever. Doesn't matter which bathroom the transgender person is going into. It's none of your business because you ultimately don't know what's going on underneath the hood of the car. Because I can tell you underneath this hood, there's a lot going on, you know? So I'm going to the bathroom for one reason and one reason only: to use the bathroom. I'm not there to kiki with my girlfriends. I'm not there to, you know, have a seminar on how to do makeup. I'm going there for one reason: to use the toilet. That's it. That's the only reason why I go into the bathroom. Everyone else who does anything else, I'm sorry. I can't answer any questions about that. But yes, I use the women's restroom. I would use the men's restroom. It doesn't matter to me. If I need to use a toilet, I'm going to find a toilet to use. Hey. And that's the end of that. I once had somebody ask me, well, how do you identify, or what pronouns do you prefer to be used for you? Super, super appropriate question. Thank you for asking. I prefer the pronouns she and her, and I identify as a transgender woman. Bam, done. If you ask somebody who is not out, inappropriate. But if somebody who is out and open about the fact that they are trans and is okay with you knowing it, super appropriate question. Just know overall, asking questions is a personal territory.